Welcome into the fourth hour of Three Man Front on Jocks. There's been so much conversation since Sunday about Auburn and the head coaching change. But man, they got a really tough game coming up in Nashville as the Vanderbilt Commodores coming off a tough loss in Austin, Texas. And joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline to kind of preview this game and talk about Vandy and the college football playoff rankings is Chris Lee from Vandy 247, also from Southeastern 16. He joins us now on the Higginbotham Hotline. Chris, I hope you're doing well on this Thursday.
Yeah, great time to be an SEC football fan because, man, we've got some interesting stuff coming up.
There is no question about it. I want to go back before we look ahead to this game this weekend because, my goodness gracious, what Vandy was able to do in that fourth quarter against Texas, and if that onside kick had almost gone into the hands of those special teams players for the Commodores, we could be talking about a completely different situation between, obviously, the fine folks in Austin and what happened to the Commodores. Just take us back there and how close they were and how that can parlay them maybe into the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game that I honestly still don't know how to process because we've all seen those games that, one team is just controlling the whole thing and looks like it's got the better talent. And then, you turn the TV off and, you check the ticker that night after the game is over and you're score like, how did that happen? And so, like, on one hand, game flow was part of it. I think Texas maybe had some reserves in and was playing looser defenses and those kind of things. So, like, I get it. We've all seen a bunch of games where that game script happens. But on the other hand, I don't think Vanderbilt could have conceivably played any worse the first three quarters than it did. The defense was awful. They've had some issues with tackling the season, but like nothing like that. Like guys that were making big time plays for them a week before just are missing tackles that go 75 for a score. And so like you're watching the whole time and you're like, they couldn't play any worse than they did. They had one good quarter and it was still almost enough to beat the team that was preseason number one. I know that Texas has not played like Texas, almost got beat by Kentucky, almost got beat by Mississippi State, and maybe should have both days. And so, I think Texas kind of showed up and took them seriously, which hadn't been something that Texas has done all year. But it was just a weird game because I think whatever you wanted to see in it, you probably could. But I think at the end of the day, it says a lot about what Clark Lee's done. That Vanderbilt could go to Texas and frankly play like garbage for three quarters and be an onside kick that, frankly, they should have recovered away from maybe winning the game.
Chris, how much concern just covering this football team, knowing Clark Lee and how he runs it on a daily basis, how much concern is there that Vanderbilt could overlook an Auburn team that's gone through a tumultuous week so far and playing with an interim head coach on Saturday?
Well, I don't think they'll overlook Auburn. First of all, I don't know that they had their focus against Texas. I think the likelihood that happens 2 weeks in a row, and I can't explain that one. It makes no sense to me, but it happened. They've been pretty good in these, get your attention spots the last couple of years where they didn't play up to their level about showing up and being pretty good the next week. So I don't think that's an issue. Look, if you followed Auburn, and look, I know the offense, all the jokes and how bad it's been, but this is still a team that's got Eric Singleton and Cam Coleman, and they've got talent there, and of course the defense is really elite. So, look, I don't think there's any. I would be stunned if there's any overlooking Auburn because even as bad as it's been for Auburn offensively, the defense has been good enough that they've been in almost every game. So. Look, I don't know. It's not under my control, but that would surprise me.
One thing's for sure, Diego Pavia, he continues to deliver. I thought he had a really nice game against Texas, and we all know that Texas's defense is not shabby whatsoever, especially playing on the road there in Austin. Just talk about Diego Pavia and how is his health? I mean, because with a quarterback like that takes hits and he likes to run outside the pocket, is he in pretty good shape right now in regards to his health this late in the season?
I mean, he seems to be. He'd only taken 7 sacks heading into the Texas game all season. He took 6 last week. And so I don't know if that's left a toll. I guess we'll find out Saturday. The whole thing in the offseason with Pavia was, hey, people are going to figure out this offense, and they're not going to be as successful this year as they were last year for those reasons. And I always said, hey, hold the phone on that. I don't think it was teams figuring them out so much is probably in not being healthy. And so what they did in the offseason, they went and they really beefed up the offensive line so that that didn't happen again. And last week was really the first time that's happened all year. And another thing, Auburn might be catching Vanderbilt in a spot where they're getting beaten up in the trenches a little bit. Not enough to keep guys out of games, but maybe where guys aren't as effective as they were. So the health so far has been a big deal. But you bring up a good point. It will be interesting to watch how that goes on Saturday. We don't get to watch practice during the season, and could some of those hits against Texas show up against Auburn? Maybe. I guess we'll wait and see.
We got a coaching search going on here in this state. There's others around the SEC and around college football, and that will continue as the regular season wraps up. But for Clark Lee, his stock has never been higher. He's on several coaching hot boards. Know that he was the lowest paid SEC coach heading into 2025. I would expect that Vanderbilt makes a financial commitment to retain his services. But, in a big but, what if a potential suitor comes out there and they're willing to offer Clark Lee significant money, like $9 million a year, $10 million a year? What kind of steps do you think Vanderbilt, their administration, their boosters are willing to take to keep Clark Lee in Nashville?
Well, my guess is they'd match that kind of money. Vanderbilt, for all the weird things about it, the one thing that they've been pretty good about is keeping head coaches. Now, like salary pools for assistants and stuff like that, I guess that remains to be seen. The interesting dynamic with them is, look, man, Vanderbilt has got so much money and access to money. I mean, I don't think it compares with the Texas schools, which are just bigger. But I'm not sure it doesn't. I mean, they've got, goodness, you go to the SEC tournament, guys, and you walk out of that place for basketball, and you will walk across within a half mile 2 buildings with names of donor families on it that are billionaires that give to Vanderbilt athletics. I think you've had people come out of the woodwork that, like, the school didn't even know about, that are interested in being athletic donors now, guys that are filthy rich in their own right. And so this is a place that, like, by the nature of Vanderbilt, they've got oodles of rich alums. And now that they're winning in football, people looking up and going, hey, this seems like it's worth investing in. It's kind of fun to win games and go into your office and brag about your team on Monday. So the dynamic of the money right now is really going to be interesting, because I think if they play their cards right, and that's, I hear different things, to be honest with you. I hear they've got more money and money won't be an obstacle on anything. And then you've got the school traditionally has kind of been protective of donors over here and over there. And I think that's changed with the new chancellor for the most part. But, sometimes higher ed can be a funny place where people do their own thing and the chancellor doesn't always know stuff. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but my suspicion is that they will match the money wherever it's offered. But because of one thing, they don't like the look of losing an alum who's won there, I think would be one that they don't want to have.
Chris Lee joining us for a few more minutes from Vandy 247 on the Higginbotham Hotline. So of all the job openings currently, not only in the Southeastern Conference, but at Penn State and Oklahoma State and others that are ultimately going to open up, is there anyone so far that is open that would concern Vandy people the most if Clark Lee was ever going to leave his alma mater? Is there one currently on the board right now that maybe shows a little bit of concern?
I don't know. Without naming names, I know at least one of the big boys has at least reached out to him and kicked the tires. I don't know if Penn State might be the one, just by nature. Big Ten is kind of a little bit more academic minded. He's been at Vandy. He's been at Notre Dame.
Right.
That feels like maybe, but he's also from here. He played baseball at Birmingham Southern, so I'm sure he's got ties in Alabama there too. And I don't know. The bottom line is, look, he's a guy who played here. His dad's a physician. He's always around the place. His dad's the nicest guy you've ever met. He's really just super proud of his son. They've got, I think, 5 kids that are all school age. Clark's from there. He went to school, a mile down the block at Montgomery Bell Academy. And there's just no reason for him to leave unless he is kind of wired as, that guy that I just want the bigger thing, whether that's a Florida or an LSU or whatever. And look, those guys may at the end of the day look at his career record and say, I don't know if that's going to work. We want a guy that's a little bit more proven. And there are guys that win some places and don't win other places. Like when you get a bigger job, you would think some stuff would translate. Like Herman at Ohio State a few years back is one that comes to mind. I think the emotional tie for Clark, and he is a little bit of an emotional guy, and he does love his alma mater, and I think that's probably going to be a factor there too. I think end of the day, if things are equal, I don't have a lot of question that he stays here, but it's the are they equal that we'll see how that plays out.
Chris, I'm so glad you said that about Clark Lee's dad, because I'll share a story on the air from time to time with our listeners about SEC Media Days a couple of years ago in Nashville. And it was Clark Lee's dad and Ron Slay. And we were just there just talking about life for 45 minutes. Could not have been a nicer human being. I do want to get your thoughts on Saturday when it's all said and done and the clock strikes zeros. What is the result? How do you think Vandy fares?
Man, I think Vandy wins. I just feel like this is going to be weird. The coaching change from Hugh Freeze, I'm not there. Doesn't feel like a lot of people spend a lot of time in tears over losing him. You had the captain situation with him leaving or kicked off or whatever that was earlier. And, with Hugh Freeze, there's always kind of a cloud that follows everybody around. Sometimes you see a program get new life in the aftermath of that. And look, again, I know it sounds silly, but you've seen teams that can get guys the ball in space. And if they can do that with Coleman or Singleton and devise a different game plan to do that, then I think that Auburn might be able to score more points than people think. May not happen at all that way. It could be the 17-13 game that everybody's thinking it is. But there's part of me that goes, maybe Auburn's capable of making some plays, and maybe Auburn takes some chances and Vandy gets a pick six, or Auburn gets a fumble return for a touchdown, or just some crazy stuff like that. So there's a little bit of me that in spite of everything that would point to a low-scoring game, makes me think that there might be more points. But, man, who knows? I mean, the fact that Auburn has kept it close against everybody while being abysmal on offense, I think that has to scare the socks off if you're Vandy. I think Vandy wins because it's got the better quarterback. It's proven more that it can win these kind of games. But, man, I'm telling you, there's not a whole lot that would surprise me on Saturday.
That is Chris Lee from Vandy 247. You can also follow his work at Southeastern 16. Love the guys there at Southeastern 16. Chris, always fun to catch up. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll catch up with you down the road soon.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. That's Chris Lee joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Well, we've got college football tonight. We have professional football tonight. But you've always got our friends at Prize Picks. You can join millions of users. Sign up today for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is really simple to play. You pick more or less on at least two player stats. If you get those picks right, you can cash in. We will go to the league tonight, Conrad. We got Bo Nix and those Broncos taking on the pesky Las Vegas Raiders. Great rivalry game here. Bo Nix wants Auburn quarterback, so try to be objective, Conrad. 217.5 passing yards, more or less tonight.
Ooh, Raiders are pretty bad. Let's go more.
We're going to go more.
Bo's been good.
I like that pick. More on Bo Nix, more than 217.5 passing yards. Brock Bowers, he played at Georgia. This might be tough for you. Try to be objective. Brock Bowers, 0.5 either rushes where they just hand the ball off to him or receiving touchdowns. All he needs is one.
He had 3 last week, so I think one's a safe bet this week. Let's go more for Brock Bowers as well.
That's right. What could go wrong? If we hit on both of those player stats, we win. You could be a winner too. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX to get the $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. We continue the college football conversation. A lot of you weighing in on the text line. We'll get to those as well. 3-man front on a Thursday, a beautiful Thursday on Jocks. Three-man front, we continue on this Thursday, a very busy show. Any portion of the show that you mention, whether it just be the four of us or any of our guests, you can find it there at jocksfm.com and the Three-Man Front podcast.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Fat Joe, who joins us on Tuesdays at Social Taco. He texted in the show a couple minutes ago and said his daughter went out to Courtesy GMC in Trussville. I love to hear these stories. They were treated fantastically. They got a great deal on a brand new terrain out there at Courtesy GMC off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville. So Fat Joe, thank you so much for allowing Courtesy to take care of your daughter's automobile needs, and that's very cool. So appreciate you sharing that.
And drive that thing to Social Taco next Tuesday.
Absolutely. Take us for a ride in the parking lot.
Let Pat take a picture of it with him lying across the hood.
Yes. I'll slide off the hood, though. Kind of like the White Snake video.
Yes. That's where I was going. You knew that. 205.
They have no idea what we're talking about.
No. They just have their AI now. Coloring books. 800-239-WJOX is the phone number. Also the text line, 205-834-9450. Speaking of one of those two, Lugnut. Conrad. This one coming from the state of Georgia. Lugnut getting a divorce and getting his butt kicked. Going back to our prior conversation.
Yep. Thank you, Pat.
And his affinity for James Dolan.
That would be Aaron Dolan, not James Dolan.
The basketball coach at Martin Luther College.
Aaron Dolan.
Oh. No.
It was about Aaron Dolan and you. He can't read it.
I can't.
Well, I squeeze her in after Up and Adams in the morning, just so I have my viewing schedule good to go.
Kay Adams is an outstanding journalist.
Does your ideal Saturday involve Aaron Dolan and Faye from Childersburg?
No, but I have a feeling that is Faye's ideal Saturday.
If you had your choice of watching a game with Kay Adams, Aaron Dolan, or Faye, which of the three would you watch a game with?
My wife.
Or Eric Adams.
No, your wife's not one of them. Your wife's at Bucky's house.
Oh, then Kay Adams.
Kay Adams. So you prefer Kay over Aaron based on her work on television?
Yeah, she's better at her job.
Interesting. So you have a type. Interesting.
Oh, any coach list or rumors are just that. Pure speculation put out by agents or media. No one that is on a search committee or inside the real circle is going to risk their job or reputation to leak this. I beg to differ.
People love to talk. It doesn't matter. It just...
They love it. They can't hold it. It's not always the case. Sometimes it is. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Speak her name. Faye texting into the show.
Yes.
Conrad is welcome anytime. I can show him things that will blow his mind.
This is getting out of control at this point.
You're really getting uncomfortable about this Faye, aren't you?
Those of you who have not heard.
Do you have a history of the Faye text?
I do.
On there?
And we think alike. I was about to
go back
there.
to the original one. I want to hear all the texts from Faye to Conrad.
All right, hang on.
We do not, by the way, we do not know where. I mean, we've never seen her. We don't think she might have showed up to Social Taco. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, so here's one of the texts she sent back on October the 17th. Conrad is welcome to come over and watch anytime. My cousin Ronnie and I would love to watch with he and his wife. We know how to party.
That has so many meanings there. So many.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess. Can't wait for the Tide to roll the Cox this Saturday. RTR, Conrad. Happy Halloween week. I'm dressing up as an escaped inmate. If Conrad doesn't have a costume, could he be the jailer? RTR. It's colder than a witch's Conrad out there today.
That's my favorite one. That's a good one.
What's Conrad doing for Halloween? Y'all never answered the other day. We have a neighborhood party after the kids are all done trick-or-treating, an adult dress-up party.
Well, Conrad did go to an adult dress-up party the other night, and then he got sick.
Faye, I don't know.
Sorry, I was at a Halloween party with Chris Stewart instead of Faye. My bad.
Faye, I don't know what you got going on.
So did
in your
you
world,
know
but I hope you're doing so well today.
When you were at this party, did you know everybody in attendance? Could Faye have been there?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I knew. I either knew everybody or was then introduced to everybody that was, family friends.
Was a masquerade mask?
No.
Was that required for entry?
No.
Okay.
Did you have to leave your keys in a bowl?
No.
Were you allowed to take cell phones in?
No.
Was there a pineapple on the front door?
Is that what that was?
Was it upside down?
Yeah, that's why it was confusing me because I'm normally, in the grocery store, they're right side up, so I'm not used to seeing them the other way around.
Were you handed a folded up sheet of paper, maybe, when you entered the party with a phrase or a word that was on it?
Yeah, it just said pumpernickel on it. I don't think they ever revealed what that meant, but it just had one word on it.
In case of emergency. Dear Auburn, hire Durkin and save the money. Throwing several million at a splash hire coach isn't going to magically fix your dumpster fire of a program. Arr. Rob Pate said DJ Durkin with no hesitation, someone who knows football more than all of us put together. Respect Rob's opinion. If you want to go back, you can find it at the podcast, jocksfm.com. Auburn needs to hire Tommy Reese.
Okay, I'm not saying they need to do that. But is it not weird that after the Florida State loss and, we were doing all the Alabama hot boards, that Tommy Reese was at the top of that one, and I haven't seen him on any other coaching odds list for any program?
I think there's a pretty good reason why.
I know. That's why I'm just like, was that not odd?
More from Faye.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing well, Landrum. If you love Bama like Conrad, I'd invite you too. RTR. That's all y'all.
You don't want to go over there with Conrad?
Nope.
Do you think Faye would give me the $100 to do the thing from the other day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, then I might be going to see Faye soon for $100.
I think there would be escalators of other things.
So meanwhile, you're getting upset because of your, affinity for Aaron Dolan. But meanwhile, you're sitting here talking about Faye. Do you think Faye looks like Aaron Dolan?
She could. You don't know.
I know. We don't know what she looks like. I'm just curious. Like when Conrad hears Faye's name, like what immediately comes to his mind? Is it Aaron Dolan? Is it Kay Adams? Who is it?
In my mind, I said it a couple of weeks ago, I think Faye is a smoker. I think she doesn't go with the short ones either. I think whatever they are, 100s, 110s, the longer cigarette, she's going to go with one of those. Do you think Faye has a tattoo?
Multiple.
See,
Okay.
I got a feeling that Conrad, because we know Conrad pretty well,
Mhm.
we kind of summed this up.
Yeah.
He doesn't think Faye is Aaron Dolan.
Right.
Conrad doesn't think it's Kay Adams. He thinks it's the landlord to Kingpin.
You jarred something loose there, Tiger.
Oh, if you don't know who we're talking about, just do a Google search.
Oh.
Molly's Google searched it. Let's get a real time.
That would have been a good movie for her movie thing over the summer.
Molly just saw it for the first
here
time.
we got one. We got another one. My wife thinks Conrad is hot. So Faye isn't the only female that thinks this. Now she has the 6 a.m. Conrad show on every morning.
Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Conrad.
I'm very flattered. Thank you.
Look how he's turning red. Hey, you know what?
I just didn't have this on my bingo card for the show today.
Props
Well, that's what I was about to say. Hey,
Tip of the cap, seriously.
hey, you know what he's going to look like when he's walking out of the studio today? He's going to look like the guy from SEC Shorts that looks like the Vandy guy. You know, is wearing the little king outfit.
Oh,
You're a little spunky tonight, aren't you?
I appreciate that person's wife for listening at 6 a.m. Thank you.
I mean, we don't have to understand it, but apparently there's a lot of women that are attracted to Conrad. He's got like the Pete Davidson effect going on.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Just doesn't matter whatever woman you ask, they all think that he's really good looking.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
There's more coming in now.
Can I read these? I don't know.
It's fine. My wife will be fine. She knows it's all entertainment.
Does she?
I hope.
Is it really entertainment?
I really hope she knows. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad afternoon.
Does Conrad have a gut like Landrum? I got a little bit of a gut. Sorry, when you get older, it's harder to get rid of.
I've got more of a gut than you do. You're probably in better shape than I am.
Yeah. Thank you, Bartman. Faye probably looks like the ant from Weapons.
Stop it. That's... If you haven't... It's a very niche
That's
joke.
why I asked, can I read these?
Yes, if you haven't seen that movie, though, you're not going to get it. But yeah, that's a good text and a good movie.
Oh, we got an image from Faye. Don't.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
205-834-9450 on the text line. We'll continue with your text, the ones that we can read. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Light the candles. It's been a very active 3.5 hours here on Three Man Front. A lot of guests, a lot of discussion. Next head coach, football games, and Faye, one of our great listeners, and her love for one Conrad.
Well, now
Van
there's
Order.
multiple people that are professing how good a looking of a man that Conrad Van Order is.
Yes, all walks of life, every demographic, people coming out of the woodwork.
Small people, big people, white people, dark people, all types of people.
Mocha people.
Yep.
Yep. Congratulations, Conrad.
Thank you. Thank you. Thought today would go a little differently, but thank you.
Just anything to make you feel better.
Yeah. Well, one thing that can make you feel better is to make sure your home's taken care of by Alabama Professional Services. How about foundation repair? Foundation problems can affect your home's safety, appearance, and value. And also, it's going to get worse over time if you do not get it addressed immediately. So if you've noticed issues with your foundation, such as floor cracks, wall cracks, bowing walls, jamming windows and door frames, or other foundation damage, call Alabama Professional Services to help today. They can carefully inspect your foundation, identify the source of your foundation problems, and suggest the perfect repair solution accordingly. The wide range of patented foundation repair solutions are warranted and customized for your home's needs. So call them today. Get started, 205-951-9717. Been around since 1977, helping the homeowner like yourself out there. So give them a call, 205-951-9717, or go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com.
Pat asks questions. We try to answer them. This is a segment that we call Pat Ponders.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Once again, a shout out to Fat Joe. Took his daughter down to Courtesy GMC in Trussville off of I-459 exit 32. And guess what? Boom. Walked out of there with a brand new Terrain. Best deals you're going to find anywhere in the Southeast. Right there off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville. Question number 1. Which of the 4 SEC head coaches recently fired deserve another shot at the helm of a major college football program?
Brian Kelly, if I was going to pick one, not because he's the best and the most accomplished out of the ones fired, but Brian Kelly still won double-digit games at least multiple years, right? The expectations are high, but I would entrust a major college football program to Brian Kelly at this point, still in his career. He's got some years left.
Yeah, first off, it's easily Brian Kelly. It's kind of a bizarre situation because I think right now, I mean, again, if we were to rank the top 20 coaches in college football, Brian Kelly's probably pretty close to the top 10, if not still in the back half of the top 10. Like, he's a very good football coach that was at a program that has sky-high expectations, and he wasn't able to meet those. So, yeah, I think it's still Brian Kelly. He's a really, really good football coach. Just didn't work at LSU. So he'll get a good job somewhere else if he wants it, and he'll probably be back in the playoff eventually with another team.
Yeah, it didn't work at LSU, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably getting some phone calls from some other programs that are looking for head coaches. But of that list, I would say Brian Kelly.
Question number 2. Name 3 current college football head coaches you'd like to see play in a game this weekend for their team if they were young enough to still play.
Well, okay. I mean, I'll take the easy one off the board first. Dion.
Okay, there's 1. 2 more.
I'd like to see Kirby play just because he's so, like, he just embodies a bulldog, like just kind of his stature and things too, but just like kind of his personality and stuff.
His haircut.
And his haircut doesn't help. Yeah, I'd like to see him out there, and I'd throw
Josh Heupel?
Yes, probably looked a little thinner back in the day. But yeah, I think Josh Heupel at quarterback, that'd be fun to watch. That'd been really fun last week when they were playing his alma mater.
Ooh. Yeah, Dion was a good one. That would be Let's go. Sorry, I'm just going through the list of coaches. Molly, who you got?
Brett Bielema.
Iowa.
Mm-hmm. But Heupel and Dion are also really
Shocked
good.
you didn't say Matt Rule at Penn State.
Well, Brett's just a big guy.
She doesn't want Matt to relive those wonderful memories of his time at Penn State
Exactly.
and then
Putting on the navy and white.
decide to go back home.
Yeah.
I'd like to watch Clark Lee play for Vanderbilt. Watch him suit up for Vanderbilt now with how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eli Drinkwitz, just because I would be very curious to see what he actually did.
I don't think Eli played football.
Was that the one coach that didn't do it?
Hugh Freeze didn't play college football.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Jed Fish didn't play college football,
I don't think Bill Belichick played college football, did he?
and I'm not sure if
Mm-mm.
I don't know if Silverfield at Memphis played college football. Steve Sarkisian, good
Yeah.
quarterback
Yeah.
at BYU.
That's one.
Scott Frost did win a national championship
He did
as a player.
most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He could suit up for Central Florida this weekend.
I want to see Kalen DeBoer play baseball. You remember when he got hired and we found
Yeah,
out?
we're not talking baseball, Conrad. We're talking football.
I know. I'm just saying. Didn't he have like a 600 batting average or something? Remember when we were going through that?
Yeah. Yep. My first one was Heupel.
Maybe Luke Fickle. Like Wisconsin could use him right now.
Say Marcus Freeman. That'd be a good one. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Trent
Sean-
Dilfer. Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Deshaun Foster. Oh, sorry.
Deshaun Foster was really, really good.
Yeah, he was.
He was very good. They could have used Deshaun Foster in his prime at UCLA.
Mhm.
Trent Dilfer was good.
Yeah, he was.
Just wasn't good coaching football.
He was.
He won a Super Bowl.
Eddie George.
Another great one.
That's
That's a good one.
Good one.
Oh, I forgot about because doesn't
He's at Bowling,
Bowling
Green.
Green.
isn't Ed Reed a head coach somewhere too? Like you've got all these former that are at I guess smaller schools. A lot of them are HBCUs, but yeah, I'd like to go watch Ed Reed play in his prime.
Cristobal was good when he played at Miami. Just not translating
I
that.
was about to say
to-
they'd probably rather him be a player than a coach right now.
Brent Key was outstanding at Georgia Tech.
There's a lot of good ones. A lot of good options.
Got his foundation at Hewitt-Trussville High School.
Yes. Mush.
Mushed. All right,
Mush.
here we go. Question number 3. All right, Jimmy Sexton calls Lane Kiffin. Tells him, all right, Lane, I got 3 offers on the table worth $13 million apiece. Which one of these offers does Lane Kiffin take? LSU, Florida, Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you're making it too easy. Miami Dolphins. I would, and you throw in Lane and the recruiting thing and some of the things that he has to deal with at the college level, but I think that Lane probably looks back in his time with the Raiders and knows that he was probably too young, knows that he's a much different person in his eyes now than he was then, and there's intrigue to see what he could do in the league if set up the right way.
And let's not forget, if he took the Dolphins job and had success, who would he be able to hang that over? Nick Saban.
And geography does matter in this case. And I think the thought for most people, but especially Lane, Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale, Miami, that area, he would love
You wouldn't have to
to
worry about
live down there
recruiting.
again.
Yeah, it's the Dolphins.
Second
Yeah.
to Oxford.
Well, and you get to coach the best quarterback in the league, so that's certainly a good
I
bonus.
knew you were going to say that.
Who are they going to draft?
It's a good question. It's a great question. Maybe Ty Simpson.
Isn't it interesting because $13 million at Miami is the 10th highest paid. Now, again, McDaniel doesn't get paid that. But if he were to get paid $13 million, that would be the 10th highest in the National Football League. The 10th highest. Andy Reid makes the most. He makes $20 million a year.
So that's what Belichick made in New England.
Harbaugh I think's making $16 million with the Chargers.
It's a nice chunk of change, though.
The Minnesota Vikings coach makes $13 million a year. There's a reason why these guys love the NFL. You get paid a lot of money, and you don't have to worry about 12 months out of the year of working.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And if you get fired, you're going to get another job the next year anyways.
Yep. All right, final question comes courtesy of BB. She writes, what would be the most annoying thing about having you as a roommate? Assume this is prior to being married.
I'm really OCD about keeping stuff orderly and clean. And even in high school, like filth, just I don't do well with it. Stuff being out of place. Kept a really, really clean apartment. Still to this day, I like organization. I like neat. No, my dad was that way, and I'm that way.
I am the same exact way. I know exactly where everything is. Everything is organized, and if something is out of place, I go right away and I put it back into that place. I don't like clutter. I don't like when stuff is just out and about. And that used to bother me, like with some of my old roommates in college. I like my space to be clean and tidy.
So both you and Landry would be, you guys are OCD.
Yes.
That would be the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of have a weird.
Your shower habits.
Yeah.
Well,
that goes without saying. Something other than the disgusting things.
Your cleaning habits.
All the weird texts in the middle of the night from listeners to the show.
That's correct. No, I have a weird schedule. Like I go to bed late, I wake up early.
Who's Faye?
Conrad.
You have a weird schedule.
Yeah, I have a weird schedule, and with roommates in the past, right? Like I'm up before everyone else. I stay up later than people and stuff. I could maybe be loud or doing something at night that people would distract them from sleeping, whatever it may be. So yeah, I have a weird schedule, and
I had to share a dorm room in college. It was at the fraternity house, actually. And I made it through half a year with my roommate. His snoring, you could put noise canceling on. It was the loudest. I would take change and I would throw pennies at his face to try to disrupt his sleep. Just long enough and I knew it would continue at some point, but just long enough where I could hopefully go to sleep.
What about the time you put a pillow over his face?
Well, paramedics got called. It was not a good deal.
All right, that's today's Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful.
Thought I'd put him out of his misery.
Check out their online inventory at courtesybirmingham.com.
We continue 3-man front on this Thursday on Jocks.
It is 1:52 here on Jocks. A reminder, tomorrow, Danny Cannell, Wimp Sanderson, Mike Rodak, Kyle Parmley. That will be part of our guest lineup tomorrow on the show.
Well, this college football and NFL weekend, you need to go and check out Big Whiskey's because they are the place for great food of all varieties with a full menu ranging from apps, salads, burgers to steaks. They have plenty of screens that you can catch all the games all weekend long on Friday night or Saturday. Plus, the kitchen is open late. School is back in as well, so you probably have a lot going on. So let Big Whiskey's do the work with their online ordering and curbside pickup. Also, their outdoor patio and green space with games is great for families. So go check them out in the Stadium Trust Village off Highway 459.
Have you guys seen any San Diego State football games, maybe late at night at their stadium?
I have before, yeah. It's a really cool facility that they have.
If you haven't seen it, it was built back in 2022 for $310 million. It's called Snapdragon Stadium. It was built on the campus there at San Diego State. It's a 35,000-seat venue, which since its opening, they're averaging around 25,000 people a game. It's a great venue. It's fantastic. People have not come. Well, last weekend, they were playing Wyoming. And Wyoming coach Jay Sawville, I think that's his name, he said the following about the stadium and the lack of fans there. He says, a game like Saturday night makes you appreciate being in Wyoming. That's a beautiful stadium. They have a really good team, and they have a promotion the other night where you come dressed as an empty seat because there was nobody there. That showed as much as anything. There was nobody at the game. Sean Lewis is a great dude and a really good coach. They have a very good football team. There was a minute that I looked at the crowd right before kickoff, and I'm like, I feel bad for these guys. That's why I like coaching at Wyoming. End of quote. Now, I saw some video of this game. They announced 24,000. There was maybe 5 there. Maybe. And it was bad. But let's be fair here. It took me a couple clicks to realize that. Would you like to take a guess at what Wyoming averages for a home game?
The average for a home game
Last year.
18,000.
See, this makes me think it's going to be like higher than we think it is, maybe 40,000.
Okay.
25.
I would have gone the route of Conrad just because you have a coach that's talking about.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like nobody was at the game. That's why I love coaching at Wyoming, because we have great fan base, whatever. Last year, Wyoming was 7th in the Mountain West in attendance. They averaged 22,000 a game.
I was closest.
Yep.
It was just odd him criticizing an empty stadium, and you're only drawing 22,000 a game.
But Wyoming, I went that low because I think there's people that are passionate about Wyoming football. There's just nobody in the state.
Right.
A lot of wind.
They got a lot of fans in Buffalo, New York now.
Yes.
That's right. Thanks for joining us today. Big show planned for Friday. God is great. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday.